Saw a huge amount of corpses on the ground, lots of blood. I haven't seen such scenery in my life. I don't know if anything can be normal after today.
Unfolded. That video we just saw dozens of shots being fired into the windshield of that truck by police. The attacker was killed, obviously, but before that he had managed to drive, around 2 kilometers down Promenade Anglais. It just begs to ask the question, how did this happen? How did this truck allow to make it?
I mean, you mentioned that. There are reports that this truck had been on the promenade for a number of hours too, that police had approached him, and when they approached the truck driver, he said he was there to deliver ice cream, but they didn't appear to open up the truck at that point. And of course, if they had done that, perhaps they would have seen the grenades and the guns inside, and obviously then would have stopped the drive from proceeding. But unfortunately, that didn't happen, and then subsequently he drove for 2 kilometers, ploughing through dozens of people, leaving many dead and seriously injured too.
Indeed, yes, and as the attack unfolded, the police struggled to stop it. We saw a video earlier of a couple of attempts made, that motorcycle alongside the driver being dragged out of the wheels of the car, and then again before it accelerated into the crowd there was another attempt to stop it, but once it was travelling at high speed, it was the police were effectively powerless to do anything until the truck finally came to a stop through the efforts of those frontline officers there.
And another startling point too is that while all this was happening, Daniel, many eyewitnesses thought that this was all an accident, that this wasn't a terrorist attack, this was somebody who'd lost control of his vehicle. And we can actually hear now from an eyewitness who says as much.
I started to yell at the driver. He was wearing a uniform, I think blue uniform, so just what I thought that he just lost control of the truck and it was an accident. And I kept waving to him, stop, stop, there is people under your truck. And I saw him moving in a very nervous way and taking something up, looks to me like a cell phone. I thought he's gonna call the ambulance. The police started to scream and to shout. And when he saw them, I saw him taking out his gun, and I thought he's defending himself against an attack on him. But later I understood that he was trying to shoot the police.
Certainly many questions remain unanswered there, and the investigation obviously look into why the truck wasn't stopped earlier at some sort of barricades or checkpoints before it made it to that.
And as we heard, plenty of people criticising too the French authorities at the moment. Among them was the veteran British politician and RT host George Galloway. He says that the French security services have simply demonstrated their incompetence.
It seems just unbelievable to me that such a crowd could be left vulnerable to such a primitive attack that killed so many people. Where were all these police officers? Why weren't they stopping vehicles, especially a giant truck, which by definition is a security danger? This is a catalogue of absolute incompetence from the security side and also from the political side. How is it possible on Bastille Day, with 30 or 40,000 people celebrating, that a giant truck is allowed to drive along the promenade? No one checks the truck before it takes that road adjacent to all these people, and the terrorist murderer inside is allowed to kill so many people before someone fires a gun through the window and brings it to a halt.